There's a joke that's told that once a young man was walking down the street and he noticed in the front of someone's house a sign, experienced painter needed. So he knocked on the man's door. The whole house owner answered and said, yeah, I want someone to paint my porch. Here I have 5 gallons of paint. I want it painted green. I'll pay you $50 an hour. Get to work. So the young man, sure enough, he went to work. 15 minutes later, knocked on the man's door and said, I'm finished. I said, how could you be finished? There's 5-6 hours of work here. How could you be finished? Let me see. He said, well, you didn't paint my porch at all. He said, oh, your porch. I thought you said your Porsche, your car. I painted it green. We have to define our terms clearly, and this is especially important in life, and even more especially important when we're talking about the whole purpose of life. God took the Jewish people out of Egypt, and he chose them to inform the entire world how much God loves them. But this will only be done, just like going out of Egypt was done by Moses, so also the future redemption will be done by Mashiach. But just as in Egypt they had to know who Moses was, who should they listen to? And well, Moses did miracles, and eventually the Jewish people listened. Well, in the future, it's going to be Mashiach, but Mashiach is not necessarily going to do miracles. How are we going to recognize who this Mashiach is so that we can listen to his directives? Well, there's a book called Maimonides. It's 14 volumes, masterpiece. And at the very end, he explains all of the laws of Judaism in this book. And very end, he explains the goal of it all, and it's to bring Mashiach. And he said Mashiach will be a Jew that comes from the tribe of King David, that he's an expert in all aspects of Torah, and he teaches the Torah. He encourages all the Jews to do the commandments. He defeats all things that weaken Judaism, and he strengthens everything that strengthens Judaism. And if we listen to this man, then eventually he will bring the third temple from heaven and bring all the Jews back to Israel. Sounds fantastic, but going out of Egypt was no less fantastic, and that's the basis of Judaism. So when this person appears, and the Lubavitcher Rebbe has all the qualifications, so we have to listen to what he says. And what he says are all the teachings of Hasidut. It's difficult, but on the other hand, it's more difficult to paint the porch than it is to paint a Porsche. To make a mistake is something that's very easily done and can be very easily corrected, but it's a mistake nevertheless. Therefore, wishing everyone a happy and a kosher Passover with Moshiach now.